tonight, but this is a series that we started in late 2024, and then we ramping up going into 2025. We basically want to introduce the renovation room to our great contractors and professionals that are in the group. Some of these people, well, everybody knows Sam, so I ain't gonna give him that spiel.
Come on,
But some of these people are extremely busy, and Sam is extremely busy as well. But as he's going to talk about tonight, he's great at marketing, great at running his business, and he's a household name, definitely in the renovation room and in the Chicagoland area. You know, I get people all the time. You know, they see that renovation room logo. Oh yeah, you don't want Semoore Consulting is in that group, right? Yeah, yes he is. Yes he is. So man, welcome, man. How you doing tonight, bro?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. Glad to be on with you, man.
Man, same, bro. Likewise, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Sam, as he gonna tell you about himself, but I'm gonna brag on my brother real quick. For those that don't know, he's always supportive of everything we do. He was the very first person to sign up for the Renovation Road Contractors Association as an annual member out the gate. No, without hesitation, he sponsored probably the last four picnics / summer festivals. Put it like this: ever since he started to join the group, he sponsored every year. Him and his company has sponsored that event. Sponsored our awards gala in 2023, which we'll be bringing back this year. Just had to recalibrate things. So the brother's always supportive, and I've learned a ton from him myself. I'm hoping that y'all can learn from this brother as well tonight. And we can just take it from there. So man, how you doing, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Just we're glad the winter's starting to be over. Can't wait till it starts to warm up.
Right, yeah, we coming out of it, bro. You can't believe it's February
Man,
already.
Can't wait for March. It's tomorrow.
You can.
Fencing time, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah. What's going on? Say, man. Can you share this in the RCA chats, man? The admin, so we get them in here, man. They need people to take some notes tonight. I got my pen and paper right here. Y'all might want to take some notes tonight, man. I take notes every time. I ain't never afraid to tell anybody. I look to learn every day.
I appreciate it, man.
So, yes, indeed. So
yeah.
You want to go ahead and tell the people about yourself? Those that don't know, tell them about yourself, your company. And what makes Sam Moore tick, man? Let's get into Sam Moore tonight.
Well, I'll make it real easy, man. I try to keep it little. Y'all know I can get long-winded, man. But I've been in the home improvement business for 29 years. I started off I did a whole lot of years. Spent the majority of my life as a sales trainer. Learned a whole lot in the windows, doors, side and gutters. And then I moved into fencing and decking and porches roughly in 2013, and I learned a lot about branding, a lot about marketing, a lot about sales, and kind of put it all together. And as you know, more than most, I talk to you a lot, is that I got tired of making a lot of other people money. And I figured it's time for me to keep it for myself. And, I was scared a little bit, to jump out on my own, and just do it. But I'd already learned everything I think I could have learned. Can always learn more, but I learned enough to open up my own thing. So I started Semoore Fencing from the ground, funding it out of my own back pocket. And now, years later, hopefully, if anybody within the 8 to 10 county area of Chicago hears the word fence, I want them to think about Semoore Fencing.
Man. Yeah, you're a master at marketing. Like I said, I've learned a ton of how you do it. You're consistent, which I'm sure you're consistent. Your marketing is always planned out, and it's funny. You got the comic gene in you. You know what I'm saying? And you make people remember your brand, man. So yeah. So what are you looking to talk about tonight, brother? I know we know Semoore Fencing, but I got a feeling you want to talk about a little bit of some other stuff.
I do, man. I do. A few months back, a lot of people don't know, I started another company called Semoore Consulting. So there's an umbrella company that I own. It's called Semoore Industries. So of course that's part of Semoore Fencing. My daughter's got 1 year left to get a license to be an architect. So be on the lookout for Semoore Architecture. It's coming soon. Okay. But I've had a lot of people within the renovation room and within the communities I've been in, over the last couple of decades, just reach out to me and ask me, can I help them with the structuring of the sales team, the structuring of their company? It's a lot of business tips they didn't understand. You know, so I figured, you know what, why not just come and speak to the masses and let everybody hear it, you know, instead of talking to one person and then meeting with another one, meeting with another one. So I just kind of wanted to go over, you know, the main things, what I call the 6 fears to either create or prevent you from getting a sale. All right. And a little bit about what I do as far as branding my business, you know, how I do it, why I do it, you know, and what's that about. And hopefully I can help somebody else out.
Man, that's what's up, bro. What's the new venture called again, bro?
It's called Semoore Consulting.
Semoore Consulting, man. Congratulations on that. And I know we had talked about it a little bit as you were formulating it. And I said, you asked me my opinion. I said, of course, brother, you got a ton of knowledge. You always, I know some you've helped and their business has grown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Examples of that. I've seen that in real time within our contractors and also. I think it's only a natural fit, bro, to make it, you know, you already have a brand and you have like Semoore Enterprises, so why not involve that under that? Because you're doing it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
man.
congratulations, bro. Let's get it.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. So, I mean, first off, I just wanted to talk about branding because you always ask me about what it means to be a brand and how you get to be a brand. And I mean, this is my take on it. You know, I'm not claiming to be an expert, but I think I'm pretty good at it. Is that it started off with the logo design. You know, I needed to pick something simple, you know, and kind of like a lot of people, when you start a business, no matter what you're selling, what service or what product you're selling, everybody wants to pick something with that in it. So they were like, oh, pick a logo with a fence in it, pick a gate, pick this. I said, no, I don't want to.
Uh-oh. Oh, we lost my brother. Let me get him back here. They hating on him already. Sorry, y'all. He dropped out, man. They hate. They don't want y'all to get that knowledge. So we bringing him back. Have him check his signal.
You still
Yeah,
there?
we lost you. They
Okay.
hate know you already, bro. That's all
All
right. You
right.
know.
Yeah, that was weird, man. Okay. But yeah,
It's just
so
drawing over his signal now. But go ahead.
yeah, like I was saying, I had to pick a logo that was something simple. You know, that if somebody sees this logo, they're gonna equate it to who I am. You know, and I didn't want it to be something you see every day. It just had to be something small, something simple. And that's kind of how I just went with the house. You know, the green little folded house that we have. So I kind of picked the logo and I picked the color. And I said, okay, once I pick a color, I'm gonna base everything I do off this one color. So I wanted to just have a white, clean background, one color, and just put the name of my company on it to keep it real, real simple. So anytime that you see the color green on a white background, I want it to subliminally go into everybody's head that's Semoore Fencing.
Man, right there. Let me stop right there because we know I got something to ask you on that logo tip.
Okay.
But his brother said is in here, said knows by who you know. He said he's trying to figure out a logo now. So said, I'm surprised you don't have one already as much as you market yourself when you in the renovation room, brother. Come on, CMC contractors, man, you better get one. And then Couture December said, Sam has helped me with multiple exclamation points. So telling you, it's out here that you've helped in effect, bro, including myself.
I'll try, man.
So we appreciate it for sure. Oh yeah, on the logo side of it, man, and of course you're gonna know this, and a lot of people, but some people don't know this. Do you, when you form that logo, like I'm looking at it on your shirt right now, when I get my fence this year finally,
I get it.
that logo is gonna be on that fence because it's been a few times where I'm working on a project in the neighborhood, and if your fence is not on the one I'm working on, there's one literally one down the alley I didn't even know you did over off of Vince Hands, off of 98 and Vince Hands over there. I won't get that exact address,
I love
but I
it.
saw my man is out here. I see that logo everywhere. So what I want to ask you is, do you go for your trademark immediately, or do you wait a while and then do it once you start growing?
I want to give it, I'm giving it up to 5 years before I put an actual trademark on it.
Okay.
Because you can create a logo, you can think it's going to work, and you may have to evolve. You may have to change. You know, it may
for sure.
be something that doesn't work. So I learned, you know, again, many years ago, if you create a logo that's too busy, that has too many different colors on it, too much going on, people's subconscious won't recognize it because they see multiple colors, they see things moving back and forth all day, every day. So they see your logo, it's just going to blend in with what they do every day. They need to see something that makes them stop and say, hey, I know that color, I know that shape. You know, so that one color, that one shape is going to stick out, and they're not going to think of anybody but you.
Yeah, like that Nike shoe, like that automatic McDonald's arches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That for sure.
And it's not always like people always look for a shape or a logo design. Many companies, just use their name. So I'm not sure if you got a lot of electronics, but if you just think about Sony, they don't have a logo. It's just a word.
That's true, bro. No, you're right. You're
And they
right.
actually trademarked their own font. They made their own specific font just for their company. That's just one word, and that's their logo.
So
You
that's
know,
Sony font. That they're literally their name logo is that. Oh, well, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
they own that font. Apple owns their font, so all the stuff that you see in Apple ads and advertising, that's the Apple font. They own it. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure. Yeah, this is great, bro. So,
so
what would you think the next step after the? Well, I didn't want to cut you off on the logo piece,
mhm.
but you finish that. Where do you go after that? After the logo?
So once I have a logo, now I have to start branding myself. So it depends on, how much money you have. If you start off like me, underfunded, just be honest. You're doing everything from the ground roots. You got to post on every possible social media page you can. You have to ask everybody post on every social media page they can. I made flyers. So I literally would print out a couple hundred flyers. Then I got a little more money, took them to a printing company, print out more flyers. And believe me, it's times in my life I remember walking around 7, 8 hours a day, putting flyers in people's mailboxes, flyers in people's security doors, passing out flyers to people picking their kids up at schools. You want everybody everywhere to at least see it. I don't care if they look at it, throw it in the garbage, they remember it. They saw it,
Man, that's right,
So
bro.
I want to touch everybody in every possible area. So
Mm-hmm.
whether you need a fence, never need a fence, I don't care if you live in an apartment. One day you may get a house, you may know somebody with a house. You're going to remember that name,
Man.
so it's going to always just follow you around. So it's kind of like you think of an industry, there'll be certain companies you think of first.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. For sure.
people say insurance, you're going to think State Farm, you're going to think Allstate.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know why, you just do. Whether you know anything about insurance or not, you just think I need to call State Farm and Allstate. Those are
So who you thinking about when you think about fencing? Who you think? I
come on, man.
Man,
It's only one.
here's another shout out, bro. And like I said, we're gonna have this tonight, man. Our brother William Knight, who's a newer member of our Renovational Contractors Association, he has redefined restoration. They do insurance work and that. He said he sent you 2 referrals. He forgot about them. I guess until he saw you tonight. He said they both got back with me, telling me what an excellent job he did. Congrats on new business, bro. So
Oh, thank you,
you can
man.
send William. You can send William his check, man, for that timely.
Tell them to send me an inbox. I got them.
That's
Thank
what's
you,
up,
bro.
bro.
You
For
know.
sure. So you know what? When you was just talking about marketing on social media, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and of course I'm a huge believer in it. Like, of course, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's huge. I think it's probably the biggest way to market these days. Social media, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
Oh,
all
yeah.
of those platforms,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I remember this, and I might have told you this story. I remember distinctly when I first started the renovation room, bro. And of course, the story is I already had a small network of brothers. Some of them still in there that I work with from being me and Nita being investors over the years, and I have my network of contractors that I work with, myself
Mm-hmm.
being a contractor as well. I remember distinctly one of them, man, told me, he's a carpenter. I ain't gonna even mention my man's name, and he in the group.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Bro, why you doing all that social media crap, man? Ain't nobody studying that when it comes to construction." I said, "Bro, I think you're wrong there."
Yeah. Yeah.
7 years later,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Me and you still here talking about it, bro. No, so that's a huge thing, and I think the younger people and even some our age are picking up on that and
Mm-hmm.
understanding that.
Yeah.
But you want to speak more on that because you're a master at marketing on social
Oh,
media, bro, for
thank
sure.
you, man. Thank you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just it's not just marketing. It's what are you marketing?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of define what do you want your company to be and who do you want your customers to be. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with me, yeah, I use a lot of stupid humor. I kind of go off the wall and do some crazy stuff. But I kind of wanted to showcase as far as who my company is that we're not just call us for a fence. We kind of specialize in custom fencing. So no matter
Mm-hmm.
what ad I post, I may show you a white vinyl fence, a wood fence, but I'm going to show you the dark brown composite with the wrought iron and post and framing and windows inside of the fence and the crazy stuff. Just so you can kind of know that, hey, you can call these guys just to get a fence, but they also specialize in fences, so they know I'm not just a jack of all trades. I'm a fence company, period.
Yeah,
Nothing else. You know,
yeah.
all day, every day, that's what we think about. That's what we do. And that's kind of what I want people to think about us, you know?
No, man. I think about you in that form because you're not just like you said. You don't just go get your post and get your 6 foot dog ear panels,
No,
and I know a little bit.
don't do
You don't
don't do
do that.
pre-made panels.
You an artist with it, bro. And I remember when we talked to you on the podcast before, and that stood out to me. I said, yeah, Sam is really even in consulting with you about our fence that we're going to get. That's going to cost. It's going to cost a bit, because we're going to do it the way that this brother recommended, as far as the composite materials and what he was saying. I thought he was right about that.
Mhm.
So I want to take time to do it right. But you're a true artist at it, man.
Thank
So
you.
I think about, like, when you think about, you know, how sometimes when you see the guys doing epoxy flooring,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
some of these contractors that really put a lot into they don't just come in, some like guys hanging TVs. You got the guys that, nothing against anybody,
Hmm.
but you got guys that just hang a TV, and then
Hmm.
you got some of these guys on like Instagram, or they go all out with the lights, with the
Oh
multiple
yeah,
TVs,
man.
with the
Yeah.
they go really all out. So you are that when it comes to fencing.
I
So
try.
salute, bro.
I try to be, man. I try to be,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I like to keep doing different stuff. I like to advertise different ways. You know, I'm never going to post like the same ad over and over for a year or two. I'm going to keep making something different, make something stupid, make people laugh. You know, I'll make a post with just a big green balloon and a white background and say, hey, this is a big green balloon, call Semoore Fencing. You know, just why not? You know, it was a
Yeah,
thing that made you look,
yeah,
you know, but
for sure.
I want to just keep reaching as many different people as I can. But after I do that part, because that's just the beginning of it, you're
Hmm.
not going to really get branded until you start having customers advocate for you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
when
yeah.
I go sell a job, I have to make sure I take care of that customer from point A, you know, the advertising they saw. So how did I speak to them when they called me over the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Did I show up in a timely manner for the appointment? How was I during every step of the way? I got to make sure I'm wowing these people. I don't call it meeting the expectation. I have to exceed every expectation that I have
Mm-hmm.
for myself, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
So, you know, it's kind of annoying for the people I work with, but I tell them we got one practice, and that's to be perfect. And
That's what's up, man.
we will never be perfect. I know that.
Mm.
But as long as we're striving to be perfect in every possible way, we're gonna always keep getting better.
Yeah, you setting that goal out there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So even if you don't, what's that saying? I'm probably gonna mess it up. You can shoot for the star, shoot for the moon, and if you don't make it to the moon, you end up among the stars, something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah,
There
y'all can
you
remember
go.
me. What's up, Preston? Preston Jordan, another of our brothers in the RCA, does tree removal,
Mhm.
trimming. Said, keep it up, brothers. Definitely watching Sam. So you got a lot of people, including myself, again, that look up to you. And in that vein, I'm gonna ask you for us to pivot back to this new venture that you got, Semoore Consulting, bro. How does it, first of all, explain that, is it just for contractors or is it for all businesses? And how does somebody get started with Semoore Consulting?
Right now, it's for home improvement businesses.
Nice. Okay.
So if you own a home improvement business and you're just trying to figure out some things, it's not working out right, or even if it is working out right, and you just kind of need some help, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I can work with you from every aspect of it, as far as putting a business plan together, helping you organize the infrastructure, you know, what positions you need to hire for, what you need to look for the people in these positions, days, hours, pay. We explained a lot of terminology that a lot of contractors, including myself, didn't know in the beginning, such as what is cash flow,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what is profit margin, what is the monthly and annual break even point, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And then when it comes to setting prices, you know, a lot of people, you know, try to pick dollar amounts. You know, I want to make $100 a day, $1,000 a day, or $800 a job. They don't know that you have to set a standard fixed profit margin. So I need to look at any given day, month, week, say, hey, you sold this much revenue, you made this much in profit without me having to go through anything, because you have a fixed profit margin. So
Mm-hmm.
we can go through every aspect of your business to help you streamline your sales process, your pricing process, everything about it, A to Z. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it depends on what your needs are. So some people want to just call or come in and we sit down and talk for 3, 4, 5 days, a couple hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want to sign up and we have a 30-day program. We'll literally sit down and work with them for 3 to 4 hours a day for 30 days. And we can
Yeah.
revamp, you know, your whole company, from A to Z. We can get new logo designs, new branded attire, everything, and start you off and running depending on what the company's looking to do, you know, what they're lacking in, what they want to get better in.
Bro,
So it's kind of tailored towards every individual business owner. But for right now, we're in the home improvement sector only. That's where I specialize at. That's what I've been doing since I was 20 years old.
yeah, man, that's phenomenal, bro. And you know, first of all, again, congratulations. It's definitely needed. We
Mhm.
know like the issues like some of our, and these are small to medium sized businesses. So
Mhm.
anytime we, you know, in the behind the scenes, we kind of coach, you coach,
Mhm.
I help people when I can, with things like customer service, with organizing your business, like you say, if trying to build your business so it can scale, or in other
Mhm.
words, grow.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because you might be 20 something or 30 something years old now and able to do all of your work with a tool in your hand, but eventually that body's
oh
going
yeah,
to break down.
yeah.
So
You're gonna
you
turn
really
40
have
one
to
day.
you have to build
Yeah.
it. And I know a couple of brothers that didn't do that work in the
Mhm.
past. Again, not things, but they were incredible at their craft. But now that body side, them shoulders breaking down, the knees,
Exactly.
hips, they start breaking down. So if that business is not making you
Mhm.
money, then you got to pivot, and it's a hard pivot when you're in your 50s. You know what I mean? So or
Exactly. And
okay. So man, salute,
that
bro.
was
We need you.
that's another big part of it, you know, part of the program. We teach contractors that it's a difference between a contractor and a salesperson, you know, and a customer service rep. You know, as the business grows, you're going to need different divisions.
Yeah,
So you can be a master at, you know, tile work, detail work, flooring, drywall, whatever it may be, you know, but you can't be on the phone with the customer scheduling an appointment, running an appointment while you're actually hammering or screwing in drywall or laying tile. You kind of can't do everything. And if you're
yeah,
really good at what you do, you're going to be in demand. So now you're going to have multiple people calling you, warning you, you needing to be there, and you're unavailable because you're only one man, you know, and
mm-hmm.
God forbid something happens and you get sick, you take a vacation, you're going to always have people trying to reach you and you're unreachable. And if you're unreachable, that's the quickest way to get negative comments on social media, word of mouth, and everything you're trying to build can start to go down. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things you do as you grow, you have to have a sales team, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And that's very important because at the end of the day, it might arguably is the most important factor of your business is sales because you got to bring that
Exactly.
revenue in the door. You
Exactly.
know, and you're an incredible salesman. And then brother Josh Porter, shout out to Josh. You know what I'm saying? He said that's me. He got his hands emoji. He said that's me. I got to put the
Man,
hammer down. Yeah, Josh, man. Simple Makeovers is
they
growing,
are.
brother. Your brand is growing.
Yeah,
So
Josh is
Josh,
doing the thing.
you gotta grow, man. So Sam, there you go, man. Y'all link up and get it, man. Sam, and please feel free to market this. And you know, I told you this already, but I want to make sure everybody know, market this wherever the renovation room is, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You please feel free to market it there, man. I know I don't need
What's
to tell
up,
you
man?
that, but I want to make sure I say it in front of everybody in case the hater come up, man. What the Sam, man? What I tell you? You heard us on the live. Oh, that's
Not
right.
a
You ain't even
problem, bro.
listening on live because you ain't following the room. Get out of my face.
Not a
Yeah,
problem, man. So,
it's
I mean,
incredible, bro.
that's the main thing I wanted to talk about today, so people can kind of get an understanding of what I'm going to be doing, you know, with the Semoore Consulting piece, you know, separate from the Semoore fencing,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure. So now they start because I know of course, you're gonna market it.
Mhm.
So when they start seeing, it, they'll understand what it's about. And
Yeah.
I urge my contractors, brothers and sisters, to join his brother. He's accomplished. He's proven. The brand speaks for itself. He got several crews working right now, from wherever it was originally with one crew, I believe,
Yep.
to multiple crews now, multiple jobs. Y'all know his brand, so I urge y'all to reach out to this brother. And you know what? I say this too. You know, you have to invest in your business. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? If your business is serious to you, like me, Russell, the renovation room
Mm-hmm.
and my other companies it's serious to me. So I pay money. I put money
Yeah.
out to invest in education, to invest in all these different types of things. So
You have to.
it ain't always about how much is that, or you know what I'm saying, this or that. Just look at what the value is and decide if it's for you. And if it is, you already know you can trust Brother Sam. So now you got me sound like a salesman.
I love it, man. Keep it going. Keep it
Man,
going.
bro.
So
Yeah. So what else you got going on, man? Or you go ahead. The floor is
yeah,
yours
the
tonight,
thing
my man.
I hear most commonly, and I just talk to random people, you know, and we're talking about they're running customers appointments, who sells, who buys, who doesn't buy, and why they don't buy. And it's something I kind of created over these last, I'd say 20 years, 15, 20 years. And it's called the 6 fears. You know, so if somebody doesn't buy something you're selling, it's only 6 reasons they didn't buy. And it's only 6 reasons they did buy. And anything that you can think of outside of that fits into one of these categories.
Okay.
And it's only 6. I mean, I'm looking. I challenge people every day. Find me another reason. It's just 6 reasons somebody's not going to buy from you.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, let me get into it
tonight. You gonna get them 6 fears up, man?
I want to get into it, man. I want to get into it.
So
the number one reason that somebody's not going to buy something from home improvement service or product is a need, pure need. So if they don't feel it's some sort of urgent need for them to buy it, then they're probably not.
Yeah.
A lot of people want something, like some people want that, brown fence with the composite and the iron or whatever. They don't really need a new fence. They just want it. But in a lot of these cases, somebody may have an older fence, it's ugly, one of the posts is falling down. I'm going to use fencing a lot because that's what I do, but I can relate it to many things. They may not know that, number one, every day that you don't get something done, the price of it's going to go up. So if you want something and you're not going to get it today, when you get it next year, it's going to cost you more money than it did last year. Now, if you're talking about a fence, all right, if you got a dog next door or dog on the other side or somebody behind you that you really don't like to see your neighbor, fence and posts, when they're wood, they start to rot out underground first because that's where the water table is beating up on the wood the most. So if you see fences sometimes that are just leaned over a little bit, looks like one section is leaning to the left, leaning to the right, somebody may say, I don't really need a fence. It's still up there. I only need a post or 2 replaced. But then one day that dog next door jumps on the fence and pushes it and the whole fence comes down. Now you got somebody's dog in your backyard. And that can be bad for a whole lot of reasons. So as a salesperson, I'm explaining everything I see to a customer that could be a possible reason that they kind of need to get this done more sooner than later. When you're dealing with windows, roofing, insulation, it's easy to explain to people about the utility bills, which never seem to go down, no matter how old we get. So the longer you wait, the more money you're burning because you're spending money on utility bills. So there's always a reason. I'm sorry about that. There's always a reason that something needs to be done more sooner than later, but a lot of people may not know it. So if you can take somebody's want and turn it into more of a need, you got a better chance to sell from the beginning. Now, I can give into that, but yeah. Okay. Now, once somebody knows they need something, all right, let's say I got a broken window. I need a window, right? Now, I could put tape on the window because I don't need to replace it. I can put some cardboard on it. I can put some tape on it. I don't need to replace the window. But let's say I got a broken window and I kind of know I need to replace it because it's ugly, it's bad, air's coming in and out. It's a bad thing. The next thing I need to do is find a company. So when it comes to companies, customers have mad fears about companies. Who are you? Are you going to rip me off? Are you licensed, bonded? Are you insured? Show me some work you've done. Give me addresses. They're scared of your company. So
for sure.
To overcome a fear of a company, number one, it starts, like I said at the beginning, with the advertising. You have clean, professional looking advertising. Number one, that makes them call a company to come out and fix their window or their broken fence or whatever it may be. All right. Now they call you. How do you sound on the phone when they call you? Are you professional in the way that you speak? Are you listening to what they're saying? Are you asking correct questions to address whatever they're calling you about? And instead of trying to pigeonhole somebody and say, well, I'm going to come out tomorrow at 8 a.m, you ask people, well, what's the best day and time for us to come out to see you?
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Preach.
So now you're working with them. You're letting them know, hey, I understand you got a serious need. We can definitely take care of it. What are your best days? What are your best times? Let us know. Let's see if we can get that worked out. They like your company now, but you didn't even get started with selling your company. So now you got to actually be at the appointment at the time you told them to be. Now, a big thing with me and what I preach to everybody, do not give somebody a specific time you're going to be at their house. I'm not going to say, Kelvin, I'm going to be at your house at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I can control traffic. I don't know if my car might start. Okay, I don't know what may happen. You know, I may have a quick emergency that's going to make me show up 10, 20, 30 minutes late. Always give people a range.
You was gonna say that.
Always. I stand by it. People can argue with me. I stand by it. I'll tell you, hey, Kelvin, I'll be at your house between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. You know,
That's right.
always have to give a window because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, so I'll be there at 9. At worst case, it'll be 10 o'clock. If anything happens, I'll make sure I give you a call and let you know.
That's
so
smart, bro. That's smart, and I know that, and I still make that mistake, man. I still make that mistake, and need to tell me, stop giving the exact time, give a range.
Yeah.
Because most providers give you a range.
Yeah.
So great one.
Yeah. So you give people a time range, you show up within that range, and like you mentioned about my shirt, you want to be dressed professional, dressed for the part. All right. Now I know sometimes it's hard. A guy may be coming off a job, he's got on some, you know, dirty jeans or whatever, but try to put on a polo shirt, something. You know, try to have some kind of branded logo. You know, they're getting cheaper and cheaper over the years. Thank God. It's a lot of companies doing it. But like you've seen me in my podcast. I just had the T-shirt on. You know, I got white T-shirts with a gigantic Semoore Fencing logo. You know, so you put on one of your branded T-shirts. You know, you go out to the customer's home in the time that you're supposed to be there, and at that point, you are the whole company. Nobody but you. Nothing else really matters.
Speaking of brand, and I remember your the commercial that you shot with brother Early Walker, who just jumped on. You know what I'm saying? I saw that revamped on the feed the other day.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Early and Tia with Semoore Fencing.
Oh yeah.
So you do a wonderful job, and that brand and that logo was there.
I really
on that fence.
I appreciated them for doing that for me. That helped me out a lot.
And interrupt you, man. I saw his name and thought about that. You advertised. You a genius.
Yeah, so so they know you need something, and now they got your company. You have to sell your company by the way you act, the way you speak, the way you dress, the way that you address all of their concerns. You know, no customer wants to hear you talk about yourself. So I kind of make a rule. If you find yourself saying the word I, me, or mine, you need to shut up and reset. Don't talk about yourself. Ask them questions about them. You know, what do you have problems with? You know, what's the problem that I can fix for you? How can I address this issue that you may have? Are you looking for this? Are you looking for that? If it's a husband, family, you know, what is it your family's looking to get out of this? You know, try to get as many of them together as you can, but talk to them about them and ask them questions. You want them to talk to you as much as possible, because now they know that you're caring about them. You didn't come out there to tell them that, you know, hey, I've been in business this many years. Just trust me. Whatever I tell you is going to be good. Trust me. Biggest mistake you can make. All right. Because they're not going to trust you. The fact you told them to trust you makes them not trust you. Right. You know, so you can, if they're buying into you, they like you, you know, you built a good relationship with them, you addressed their need. All right. You've already overcome the fear of them needing something. You've overcome them having a fear of your company. All right. The last two things about company are the obvious, right? Because they're going to ask sooner or later, do you have a business license? Do you have insurance? Do you have a bond that's required by that village? All right. Now, I totally get it. The brand new companies may not be funded where they're going to go out and pay because, you know, like I do, if you work in 30, 40 cities, you got 30 or 40 different licenses, 30 or 40 different bonds, and they only last for 12 months. Every 12 months, another 30 or 40 licenses, you know. So you got to get your stuff together after you've been in business for a certain amount of time. And next time you get a job in that city, go renew your license, go renew your bond. You got to stay up on it and show it to the customers if they ask. You got to be prepared for it. All right. So a lot of times the third step, once you get past the need, once you feel they love you, they love your company, they're like, okay, I want to go with you. You got to have a product they actually want to buy. They could love you, everything about you, Kelvin Russell. You a great guy, love your company, right? I know I need to get this done, but you don't sell composite fencing, Kel.
Yeah, right.
I don't want this wood fence you got. I don't want the vinyl. I want what I want.
Yeah.
and you don't have what I want.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
you
hey,
can
bro.
spend a lot of time teaching somebody, hey, what I got is better, what I got is good. Well, you're trying to give them what you think they want. They want something else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why all those questions up front are important, because you got to make sure you know what your customer's looking for, what they want, and what they're looking for you to address the need that they have. Because if you don't ask those questions, you don't understand it, your product doesn't matter. They may not buy. Your price could be the cheapest in the world, and we're about to get to that in a minute, but they don't want your product.
Yeah.
Right?
You gotta have it, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you got that. You don't go to
Yeah.
Walmart and buy spoiled milk or bad eggs.
Right, man.
You
So
know, eggs high right now, so you get a batch of bad eggs. That's good, you
that
know.
ain't good.
So,
Not at all.
yeah.
So they know they need something. They like your company. You give them a product, they say, all right, I like that product. I want to go with that. All right. Obviously, you know what number 4 is, right? Price.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I've trained over 1,100 salespeople now in my life.
Nice.
And most salespeople, vast majority, you know, they're going to say, why is our price so high? When are we going to go on sale? Price is too much. That customer didn't buy because they're cheap, they're broke, they don't have credit, whatever. They're going to think it's all price. It's really, it's not. All right. And to prove that to people, because I don't really have to explain it, name one company who's at the very top of their industry and they have the cheapest price in everything they do.
Mm.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, it don't exist. You're right.
Doesn't
Can't do
exist.
it. Yeah.
Anything that you perceive is going to have a high quality and is going to sustain some time, you don't expect it to be the cheapest possible price.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how cheap your price is, right? That's not going to make or break you getting a sale. Now, if you build the value up in whatever product or service you're selling, and you actually do sell something that's different than what everybody else is selling, in whatever way it may be, you install it differently. You do anything differently. You can get it quicker than they can. You will give a warranty that lasts longer than they can. What makes you different or better than somebody else? Those things justify your price being a little bit more than somebody else.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
And
Yeah.
the fear part of it comes in is that you know how much fences cost, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what your quote was for your fence,
Oh yeah.
all right? Now,
I
if
told him, I
somebody
said,
were to come to your house today, say, Kelvin, I'm gonna give you the exact same thing Sam gave you, and I'm gonna do it for $4,000. Would you buy from
no,
him?
not at all.
Why
Not at all.
not? That's
Because
a
because
deal.
first of all, that ain't even cover the materials.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
whole point.
yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, a lot of people make that mistake when they're first starting out. They say, well, I'm gonna be cheaper than everybody else. That way I can, build up my market share. And then they go out and they see 10, 20 people, and they're like, well, why is nobody buying from me? I know I'm cheaper than everybody, but that's a little scary. What are you about to do? Take my deposit and run? That's the fear
Yeah,
people have.
yeah,
You're going to take my
for sure.
deposit. You're going to go out of business. That doesn't make sense. I got 4 or
Yeah,
5 other quotes, and you're the absolute cheapest by far. Okay.
yeah, yeah, man.
Now,
I could tell you in that vein, talking about that is over the years, the renovation room will be 7 years old, 7 years on March 1st this year. So in these going on 7 years, man, we handle a lot of situations behind the scenes, and a lot of them, well, not all of them, because it's not always about price, but a lot of them end up being about the person went with that lowest bid. But and ignored other red flags. I say it like that.
yeah.
So it may have been this person might have been late. They might have been a bad communicator. They might have had certain smells on them. But by golly, they're $400 cheaper than my next closest bid. So you saw those things and ignored them, and you paid that cheap price, and now we're in a dispute mediation session because this person's ran off with your money or they did a bad job. So
Yeah.
preach on that price
Yeah.
point for sure.
Yeah. So one thing I personally do, and I'm a little silly, that's why I do it. I meet people all the time that tell me, give me a good price. I'm going to go with whoever can give me the best price. I say, oh, okay, I'm not. And they look at me like I'm crazy. I say, well, I'm not. I'm not going to give you the best price. It doesn't matter who you see. You call 20 people, somebody will always be cheaper. Person number 21 is cheaper than persons 2019, 18, 17. And I say, but I can tell you I'll give you the cheapest price for this wood fence you want. I say I can do your wood fence right now for $700. Now some people might joke and say, okay, you can start tomorrow. I'd say, okay, fine. Now let me explain to you what I'm gonna do. I'm installing a vinyl fence tomorrow, but I'm removing a wood fence. So I'm gonna take out this old wood fence that's rotted and falling apart, and I'm gonna break the post off. I'm gonna bring it over to your house, and I'm gonna put this old, broke, rotten fence in your yard, and you're gonna give me $700 because you said you wanted the cheapest possible price for a wood fence. You got a wood fence, you got the cheapest price.
I was
Let's do
wondering how
it.
you gonna do that $700 fence. I was listening. I got my pen. I got my pen ready to
Exactly.
everything.
Yeah, so I mean, I tell people I charge a fair price. I don't try to rip anybody off. And that's the back end of price. You know, if you run an efficient company, you have to understand profit margins. You know, I could have a fence that cost me, let's say, $2,000. I'm not going to charge somebody $6,000 just because I want to or just because I can. That's just not right. You know, but at the same time, I'm not going to charge them $2,100 and I paid $2,000.
Right.
You know, so before I can start any business, if I was to start a business tomorrow, first thing I'm going to do is 30 days of market research. I want to know what 30 different people sell the exact same thing I sell for. I want to know the high, the low, the mid, and why. What makes the difference? All right. And I'll see if it's commensurate with what I can charge. And then I'll take those numbers and say, okay, if I charge right in the middle of where these guys are, all right, and I make this much profit on every job, is that going to be enough to hit my break-even point? Now, for people that don't know what I mean by break-even point, at the end of every 30-day period, I've had to spend money on advertising, on personnel, phone lines, we talked about licensing, permits, bonds, insurances. Any business expense is a fixed expense. So if the profit I make off that month's jobs don't cover my fixed expenses, I got a failing business model.
Yeah.
Now, the quickest thing in your brain is, well, I need to charge more money. My brain says, I just need to sell more jobs. So instead of making a customer pay for my bad business plan, I need to have a more efficient business plan.
Yeah.
You know,
and even by saying that, you're improving your business, you're making it more efficient, and by selling, and by essence, by virtue of selling more fences and more jobs, you have to be better.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that I love that. Yeah, that's a great way to
So
look
the more
at it, man.
jobs you sell, the more referrals you get, the more repeat business you get, because a lot of the people we see are investors, as with a lot of what you guys do. So make your business efficient, keep your profit margins reasonable. You know, and I work this out personally with business to business, but an average profit margin to cover fixed cost services and things of that nature, it should range between 15 to 35%.
You right on board, bro. As a general contractor, that's usually what we call it GC on my side. We call it general contractor overhead and profit, GC OMP. Yeah, some of y'all heard that. Basically, like you said, 15, anywhere from 15 to 35%.
Yeah,
that's usually what it is. So I'm glad you spoke on that.
But you got to plug it into the numbers of that particular business and make it make sense.
Yeah, for sure.
And work with people. If it's not making sense, why? Do you have 8 people in an office and you're only running 6 appointments a week? Well, you don't need 8 people in the office. So sometimes you have to scale back on a lot of different things. People spend money that they don't really need to spend yet until they can grow to a certain point. All right. But let's say you give a price now. They need something. You've convinced them that it's more of an urgent need. It's not just I want something that'd be nice to have. This is urgent. You kind of need to get this now. Your neighbor just bought a pit bull and you have a 2-year-old. You need this.
That's right.
Okay. All right. You like my company because we offer a product that you like. Right. And like the fact that I was able to explain to you as a company how we do it, why we do it that way, what the product is made out of, why it's made that way, why we install that way. I'm able to give you all of these reasons and things about why my company is a good company to go with.
That's fair enough.
Like the product.
Got rid of that one.
So now you got the product that you want. All right.
3.
All right. And the price you said is okay.
Yo, you there? You almost there? That's 4 out of 6.
Not there yet. Then they tell me I still
What's
need
number
to get
five, bro?
I still need to get me a few more quotes. I'll get back with you in a week or two.
Ah.
Let me sleep on it. I'll get back with you in the morning.
Mm.
So I hear salespeople tell me all the time, all these customers I see, they never call me back. After I go see them, they don't answer the phone. They never text me back. I just wasted my time. I don't even want to run appointments now. And a lot of people misunderstand what I'm saying about it. But some people say, well, I charge for estimates because of that now, because of the
Mm-hmm.
amount of people that will have you come out, you'll see them, spend time with them, and they never call you back. They won't answer
Mm-hmm.
the phone, they won't respond. They say they just ghosted me. Well,
Mm-hmm.
my retort to that is, number one, if you tell people, hey, we charge for estimates, doesn't matter if you lose one customer or 100 customers, you lost somebody. Somebody's
Mm-hmm.
going to say, I don't want you to come because I'm not going to pay for an estimate. Even if it's just
Mm-hmm.
one, you lost that opportunity. But
Mm-hmm.
they're also going to say, well, how do I get the people to respond to me then? Go back to 1 through 4. Do
Mm-hmm.
they really need what you said? Did they
Mm-hmm.
trust you? Is this something you could have did better to make them trust you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Did that product really fit what they were asking you for? Did you ask enough questions? You got to go back through your mind. Did I cover every possible step that I could in selling an urgent need and selling them on who my company is and why my company is a good company to be with?
Mm-hmm.
Did I sell them on a product, explaining exactly what it is, how it's different, why it's better? All right. And is my pricing really in line with what my market says my pricing should be? Go back through those 4 things and you'll figure out why the customers aren't responding.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
And
Can't argue with it.
that fear, all these things I'm saying to you, that's called the fear of obligation.
Okay, got you. I was about to ask, what's number
So
5?
you got
Fear of obligation.
needs, you got the company out of the way, you've sold the product they like, they think the price is okay, but they kind of fear being obligated to you. Because
Mm-hmm.
you may have sold them on a lesser product than what they actually wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You may have sold them on a higher product than they actually wanted because you don't have what they actually want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you didn't address exactly what they were trying to achieve with that product or that service. So they got to see, can somebody else do a better job explaining it? Do they have a better product that I can get? Do I have a better service that I can get? So before I leave any house, if they don't buy, I want to try to figure out, is it anything else that I could do to earn your business? Just ask.
Yeah.
You know,
Communication. Communication.
some people say no, and some people will actually tell you, well, I was really looking to get something with a little higher quality. I was
Mm-hmm.
really looking to get it a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted a company that could get it all done in one day. And I hate this one, but you would love it as a contractor. They say, I really want a company that can do all the things I want done instead of going with different companies.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, yeah,
So I hate
that
that.
could be
Yeah,
complicated. Yeah, that could be complicated.
yeah.
What that
But
combination of activities is. You
yeah, they
know.
want the concrete guy to be the same guy that does the fence, the brickwork, the this, the that. They want a general contractor. They don't want
Yeah,
a fence company, you know.
but some a general, but they don't want to pay a general. So
Yeah.
they thinking what's in their mind, and I could be just some. I'm not speaking for everybody, but some think if I get somebody that can do all of this, then I should save.
Mm-hmm.
When you
Yep.
don't understand that a concrete person is a
Yep.
specialist. Somebody that does fencing is a specialist. An
Mm-hmm.
electrician, specialist. A plumber, a HVAC technician. These aren't handyman, and then nothing against a handyman because we have quite a few great
Yep.
handyman in our organization. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference between those different
Mm-hmm.
trades. Sometimes you can't combine everything and get a cheaper
Yep.
price. You got to pay individuals to do those. If you want, depend on the result
Yep.
you want. You know,
But
so
that all comes down to your visit with the customer during that appointment, though.
yeah,
So
for
if you
sure.
don't ask these questions, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, I aim to be, but I'm not, you'll never
Yeah,
know why they didn't buy, why they won't call back, you know? And I think that's where a lot of people miss it at. You
yeah.
know? So when somebody says, "Oh, that's a good price. I like that. I'll call you back next week." It's like, they don't get it, but you got to think back. What did I do? Did I not ask a question? You know,
Mhm.
when in training sessions, I've had people say, well, maybe they have to wait until they get paid, or maybe they got a check in the mail. Maybe. Well, did you ask?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Don't
Yeah.
leave it to read. Don't leave it out there. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with asking somebody, what's preventing us from getting this done today?
Mm-hmm.
Just say
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And obligations number 5. What was you didn't do the 6th one yet,
Mm-mm.
did you? Oh, okay,
That's
okay. No,
that's the hardest one.
I
The
want to
hardest one.
get I'm taking notes here, brother. I'm just making
So
sure I didn't
if
miss it.
I go to your house, I show you exactly what you want, because you and Nita specifically knew exactly what you wanted.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So
Sure, for
you
sure.
tell somebody, I want exactly this thing, period. I don't want nothing less. This is exactly what I want. You need to make sure the company can do it. Are they going to do it the right way? Are they going to give me the good price? You got to like all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you are financially able. You say, all right, I'm ready to get it done. I'm not sure though. They give you the same thing. I got to call you in the morning. I'll get back to you before the end of the week. I'll get back to you at the end of the weekend. Okay. Why? One word: criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me explain. Criticism means that if you were to write a contract today, the customer will call you tonight and say, you know what, Kelvin, let's hold off on that. My dad says he knows a guy that can do it better. All right. Well, she says, well, my husband or my boyfriend said that they might know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
They're not sure about what you were talking about. Outside interference,
Yeah.
telling them
Right.
that it's a bad idea to buy something from you that costs thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And that criticism, like especially I know like with my children, it means a lot. If I tell my daughter I don't think you should do that, that's a lot of weight. They'll tell
Yeah.
whoever it is, hey, I gotta wait. My dad said that's not a good thing to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or older people sometimes, their children will say, no, dad, no, mom, don't do that. That's just
Right.
wait. I know somebody else. Right.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
how do you fight that criticism? Go
Mm-hmm.
back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's at that point, criticism comes to company number 1. Right. If you let them know, like I tell people who I am, first off, what I do, how I like to do it, and I like to have customers give me reviews. I'll tell them, hey, please go to Google, Angie, Yelp, anywhere you can, give me a public review, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want the customers to see, hey, this company's been said to do the best work. They've been said to show up on time. They've been said to have fair prices. They've been said to have this, said to have that, said to have this. All right. You want that customer that you saw to advocate for your company to whoever starts to criticize.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Mm-hmm.
this next part is kind of dangerous, but it's something I do because I know I can. All right. I tell my customers, if they, when it gets down to this, if you find another company that gives you this exact same product, all right, and it's got to have the same warranty, the same service that I'm giving you, and everything combined, all right, if their price is cheaper, all right, I will match their price 100%.
Wow. And that's a fact. Because I know that for a fact. Yeah, you
100%.
will. For sure. Yeah, for sure.
And they say, so I can go out and get 10. I said, I don't care. I said, we can install your fence a month from now. Go out and get an estimate a week after installation. If they got the exact same product, they got to put it in writing
Yeah,
and sign it, saying
yeah,
they
for
have the
sure. For sure.
exact same warranty, all right? And all their material is the same and their prices, whatever cheaper, I'm matching that. Because I know what my prices are and I know what the lowest can possibly be. And
Mm-hmm.
you're not beating my price by that much if you have a comparable or similar or same product and you are not offering the same warranty I'm offering. Nobody does.
Yeah.
I know that.
And you know your business and you know your numbers
That's
too.
why you
So
got to do those 30 days of market research.
for sure.
So you got
For
to
sure.
know who could they call? Who would they call? Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
30 straight days. Try to, find 30 different people. Who could these customers possibly call and what are they charging and what are they offering? Not just price. Got to be the same product.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so once you get through need, you get through company, get through product. You let them know that your price equals the quality of the product you're selling, right? That's called value. We'll get to that in a second. All right. Now you gotta show them that they can advocate for you, right? So they don't have to worry about obligation.
That's 5.
No criticism.
Yeah. 6. That's six fears, bro.
Yeah.
So we challenge, like the brother said, we challenge you to find another fear that hasn't been mentioned under this umbrella of fears. These 6 fears that Sam has mentioned, we challenge you to find that, and then come on the renovation room and call our brother Sam from Semoore Consulting. Say,
Yeah.
brother, I found a fear, but hey, I got my money on Sam because he's been doing this a long
It's-
time. So
Tell me,
that
you think
challenge.
of one, Kel. Tell me any other reason somebody would not buy from you.
You covered the gamut, bro. And I like what you said. Well, I like, first of all, what stands out to me in this, what you're saying. One of the things that really stands out to me is you are a master communicator, which most great salesmen are. You have to be great at communicating as a salesman. I think I'm right in saying that. Whether it's spoken, written, or both, musically, whatever it is, you got to be good at communicating, right? And that's
Absolutely.
what stands out to me. And what I like is that when you went down from need, the fear of is it a need or a want? Does your company have that? Does this company that's in my house have a reputation? Because I don't know about them.
Mhm.
That product they selling me, I don't know about. It don't look right. So how does this product don't stand up to me? The price, I think you too high. Like, that's one of the things driving me crazy. You too high. The obligation and then criticism, outside influences, those are always in your ear. What I like about it is that whenever you ran into a challenge, you went back up the list and started from the beginning,
Absolutely.
and you way back down. So that's it. It's basically a
Mhm.
system. A system. I don't know if I'm going too far.
No, you're right. That's exactly where I want it to be because, like you just said, the price is too high.
Yeah.
Drives you crazy when they say that, right?
God, it drives
Don't
me crazy.
don't think about them saying that. Think about why did they say it?
Yeah.
Why
For
are you
sure.
saying the price? Someone says, "Well, Sam, that price is a little bit high." Compared to what?
Oh, I got you. Yeah. So I love that. Man, stop. So I need to be
Yeah.
better at communicating because me saying literally that is a pet peeve of mine, but I understand why people say it.
Mhm.
My is in my mind when you said that, I'm like, okay, they saying that because they don't really understand what the price should be.
Not at all.
And you know why they don't
Mhm.
understand it? Because I didn't educate them on why it should cost this much. In other
Exactly.
words, company, I'm not doing a good job at which one is that? Number 4.
Mhm.
I'm not doing a good job at letting them know this is why the materials are what they are, and this is why
That's
the
it.
labor is this outcome.
Exactly.
Gotcha. I'm learning
Exactly.
right now in real time,
Yeah.
y'all.
So when I'm telling people about a product, people often ask me, "Well, I want a privacy fence. What's the cheapest one?" I said, "Well, the lowest cost you can do is wood, but I want
Yeah,
vinyl." Okay, well,
yeah.
let's talk about vinyl. I give them
Mm-hmm.
a price for vinyl. Oh, that's high. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I say, well, you can always get wood.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want wood. Okay, well, if you want vinyl, the panels interlock together. We don't buy those pre-made panels with the screwed in. We don't
Mm-hmm.
do the cheap stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want a cheap fence that screws into post and you got to put 4x4s in it and pray that you don't get strong winds, I get it. We don't do
Mm-hmm.
that. So does this panel cost a lot more? It does,
Mm-hmm.
but it's commensurate to how long it's going to be there. So
Mm-hmm.
actually, I'm not even going to say the customer's name, but I had a customer I saw last week, and she told me she needed her fence redone. She got it done last year. She got a
Wow.
wood fence done last year. So I go over there, I look at it, and the first thing I see, it's a pre-made wood panel that they use for a double door drive gate.
Oh,
So I
okay.
got
Okay.
to the 2 8-foot gates, put hinges on them, and I don't know why he raised his fence up. It's about 10 inches off the ground.
Oh man,
Yeah, I'm
and they sagging,
talking 10 inches. Like, it's crazy,
and
So,
they sagging.
yeah, well, the whole panel is starting to fall apart because you can't make a gate 16 feet wide,
Yeah,
all
right.
wood. You
Oh
just
yeah,
can't.
right.
You can't make
Right.
the widest you can make any single gate is 6 feet. So
Mm-hmm.
I explained that to the customer. I said, this is the reason. The hinges can only hold so much weight. They have a tolerance. You make them so long, after a while, that top hinge starts to bend, starts to drag the ground. The panel doesn't have the integrity. It's not framed right. They're just horizontal 2x4s. There's no braces that even hold it square. So it's going to start to fall down. You know, so we're going to have to make your gate smaller. We're going to have to take it to 12 or 11 feet and put a section next to it. You know, and she said, well, please do something. And I touched it and the post was loose.
Oh, no.
I said, oh,
that's
yeah. Yeah, because a lot
wow.
of people think, well, let me just buy one bag of concrete for every fence post. Well, you don't. It's not per bag. It's weight. People don't even know that you need 130 to 150 pounds of concrete per post, which is 2 to 3 bags of concrete. But most people don't know that.
They put the one bag in there, they cover it up, fill it up with dirt.
So, yes, so you know, they end up buying from the guy that was a whole lot cheaper, but he didn't buy enough concrete. The posts he bought were too short. He bought pre-made panels that were probably on sale or clearance, screwed it in, nailed it in, and they said, oh, it looks just like a new fence, but it's not, because now 1 year later, we're literally going to do her fence next week. She just got it done a year ago.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, so by explaining that to people, you know, they'll say, okay, I get it. Now, that's with wood. Another example I have, I'm sorry if I'm talking too long, is with a vinyl fence. You know, I had another appointment early last week. Guy had a vinyl fence, told me he needed one side replaced. It's that screw-in vinyl panel fence. So all of the vinyl panels that started to droop down, the screws that started coming loose from the post, all right, and the whole thing was coming apart. And I told the guy, we don't even sell this kind of fence. I will not. You could tell me you want to pay me for it. I'm not going to do it because it's going to be the exact same thing, you know? And I gave him a price to do it. And I showed him pictures of the right way. I explained to him what the difference is. He thought the price was just too high. He'd rather go with something cheap. And I get it, you know? Believe me, I get it. People want what they want, right? It goes back to product.
Yeah.
I don't have the product he wants. He wants a lower grade product. I don't sell that lower grade product.
Right.
But he can't tell me, well, why is your price so high? Because I showed him I have a different product than what you have. So yeah, my price fits this product. The lower price fits something I wouldn't suggest you get, and I can give you reasons why.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And there's definitely reasons, and you got an athletic background, right? You play football, right?
Oh yeah, running back, half part.
You my running back part.
HP.
So the example that I would say, I was about to give a basketball reference, but I go with football. And I'll talk about the cleats, the shoes that football players wear. For those that don't know, so I can say, okay, I wanna be able to. I'm a running back. I need excellent grip. I need for my cleats to go into that turf when I make a cut. I need to be at top speed when it's time to. Cause Super Bowl week, so I want y'all to understand what he's saying.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
break it down, y'all. It's Super Bowl. This is the biggest game of the year, biggest day of the year, biggest marketing day of the year. Hey, how about that? You know what I'm saying? So you wanna have top speed. So you need a great cleat, a great shoe, football shoe, right? Look at the players on the field on Sunday. You are not going to see any of them out there with a pair of Pro Wings on. For y'all old, maybe I'm aging myself because some of these kids don't know what Pro Wings are. Or you don't want to have an inexpensive shoe on that won't hold up or do the job because you might go to make that cut and that shoe might bust at the seam, or you might, and then now instead of scoring a winning touchdown, you dropping a ball like the guy for Baltimore did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally understand that analogy, bro.
So that's what he kind of saying with when it comes to construction and that. Yeah, you can go with the cheaper. So the example you said about the person who fence is falling apart a year later. You thinking sometimes, and this is not to say, because I know some people gonna say, well, just because you pay more don't mean that it's gonna turn out. That's true.
You need to know why you're paying more.
Right, but it's your chances, especially if you vet the company and you follow these steps that he explained here, these 6 fears, and then you do your vetting of a company. Now, instead of paying in essence more because you paid originally for that fence to get done, now a year later you're paying for that fence to get redone, and it's not. And getting it redone, that don't mean it's going to be cheaper on the second time. It's probably going to be about the same or more. You know what I'm, so that's kind of what he's saying. You know, price is not the ultimate. Yeah, price is a factor. Again, we all have
It's always a factor.
limited.
Always.
We all have limited funds, but if you're getting something done, there's a lot more factors than just price. I
Mm-hmm.
want my people to understand that, like, it's not just about price; it's about reputation. Did you go to this company's Facebook, social media pages? Did you check them on Google? Did you do the searches? Did you look at the Better Business Bureau to see their track record? Did you see work examples? How did this person come off to you when the salesperson came to your home to sell the business and the product? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
if that person that came there is a quality company that gave you a great presentation, great product, great reputation, but they're $500 more, and you go with somebody that you can't find any information on, and he does the only Facebook page he has is him with holding up money to his ear, and that's all the bet you've done, and you just because he's $500 cheaper, you asking for trouble. That's all we try to get y'all to understand
Yes.
is do the homework, do the work. If you spending thousands of dollars on something, which is probably your most important asset, which is your home or property, then do the homework. That's all that we ever say.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I had to get
Oh
on the
no,
pulpit.
hey, that's good stuff. I love it, man. And
Yeah.
yeah, but those are the 6 fears that I train newer people with newer businesses, or I help people who are trying to build sales organizations. We go into much more granular detail.
Yeah.
It's just a lot longer than just talking for an hour or so.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
then when I come back and we talk about the infrastructure or the personnel of the company, and we talk about customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And without customer service, your company will go out of business. It will.
Mm-hmm.
I
Absolutely.
don't care how good your work is. I don't care how good your price is. If you do not have a great level of customer service, you will go out of business. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
because it's like I told you, we preach perfection every day, all day. I
Mm-hmm.
know nothing's perfect. I know an installer is going to make a mistake on something. Something's
Mm-hmm.
going to need to be fixed. This was done wrong. That was done wrong. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. My workers aren't perfect. Nobody. Phone call
Yeah.
may miss.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody calls you, you need to answer. And if they have a problem, you need to address it.
I
And
got another testimony for you.
well,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
and I know a lot of times our pride can, get in the way. As humans, a customer could call and say a week out, two after install, I found this, you guys did this wrong. Why would you try to hide this? This wrong, you need to fix it. Why did you rip me off? Hey, number one, that doesn't happen to me anymore. All right,
Mm-hmm.
it happened at another business with that company. But if a customer calls me, hey, Sam, I think this is backwards. I think this is wrong. I don't think they put enough concrete in the hole. Okay, number one, do you have any pictures or video? Because, it's night, I can't really see now. They'll send
Mm-hmm.
it to me if they can, or they'll say, no, I don't. Can you come look? I'll say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, the next opening I have in my schedule is on this day at this time. I'm going to personally come out. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm going to make sure it gets fixed. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, as a business owner, and here's the rub, sometimes nothing's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Sometimes nothing was done wrong, and the customer's expectation was that they were going to get something else. But that's not on them. That's my fault.
Yeah.
Because
Got you.
I didn't set the correct expectation to what they were going to see after we were done, how it was going to operate after we were done. So that's 100% on me.
You the man.
And yeah, I take that. So when they
Yeah.
call me, they're mad, they don't understand it, it's not working right, it's ugly. I got to go out. I got to explain what it is after the fact, and that's a problem. I should have did it beforehand.
You the man.
So as a company, you have to work on that. Keep getting better every day, every day, every day. Spend the extra 5 minutes, spend the extra 10 minutes. Explain the installation process. Explain that during a construction site is incredibly messy. There's going to
Yeah.
be dirt and mud, water, concrete. It's going to be horrible
Yeah.
during, but at the end, we're going to come through with a power washer. We're going to clean it up. It's going to be pretty. All
Man.
right.
So
You
this
know,
brother, is not only just talking. I've seen this happen with others and with myself. So I've seen instances where Sam has gotten a complaint, and it ain't even many complaints. I can't count on one hand, over more than one hand, the number of complaints over the. I'm talking about years, right? But there's maybe one or two that weren't even. It wasn't even his fault, and I think the customer was being unreasonable. But this brother did not question it. and I want my contractors, brothers and sisters, to listen to me right now, because we stress this. Sam started off talking about brand, logo, and brand, right? So he's saying when you first built that logo and that brand, you gotta understand that everything you do from that point on reflects on that brand. Whether you have it on your shirt, whether your workers have it on, whether you have that logo on a job that you did, wherever it is, everything reflects on that brand.
Yeah.
So when this customer came, Sam had the discussion with them. One instance I can think of, he had a discussion with them, and it wasn't even his fault. But you know what he did? He sent his maintenance crew over there to address the need. I think it was over a year after the fact for
Yep.
this particular one that
Yes.
I'm talking about. You might remember the one I'm talking
I do.
about. He sent maintenance work over there and resolved it. And he really didn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? But he did it. And then I can speak on something personally.
Oh, yes, you can.
I gotta talk about this one as a general contractor, right? I hope y'all listening. Again, my contractor, brothers and sisters, myself, I have lost money at the end of the day. I got to maintain my brand, my reputation, who I am, and I'm far from perfect. But like Sam say, I wake up every morning striving to be better than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a gentleman that we're in the middle of doing a gut rehab for multiple unit building. I won't get into too many details, but we cleaned the building out. The building had squatters basically getting inside. We cleaned it out, boarded it up. It was a mess, and it had dead raccoons, everything. Got it cleaned out, boarded it up, fine, right? And he wanted to secure the yard, so we had Brother Sam come and install two of his beautiful gates on the front and the back. For some reason, this customer, and again, this is nothing against him, but he was very, very, very the concerns Lee brought up, I didn't think were concerns. I'll just be honest with you, and I could be wrong. And Brother Sam, but I went. I said, you know what, sir? I'll go to Semoore Fencing, who did your fence here. I'm the general contractor. He was the fencing subcontractor. I'll contact him, and we'll take care of this if I have to come out of my pocket or whatever it takes, right? So I mentioned it to Sam. I showed him pictures and videos. The concern again, he agreed kind of with me, but he said, you know what, Kelvin, whatever we need to do, we'll do it.
Get it done.
Not just one time,
Man.
two times. I want to say maybe three times. He sent his guys over there to make adjustments to the one gate. One gate.
One
right?
gate. Yes.
So we finally and Sam was very patient, and I'm forever thankful to you, bro, because I've seen in real time. Like you're not just talking about how some people just. And again, I don't like to. I'm not a negative person, man. But you get some people just get online selling a bill of goods. I'll say it like that. I've seen this brother in action take care of disputes and situations that he could have bucked on, or he could have said, no, I think you're being unreasonable. But in the name of Semoore Fencing, he got it done. And said, not only will I get it done, but let me know if I can serve you in any other way. So, man, shout out to you. All of my contractors, man, y'all listen to me. Sometimes you're going to have to resolve that issue. No, I'm not saying all the time, because sometimes people can be unreasonable and just you know what those are. But those times when it's just a meeting of the minds, meeting a little bit of the weight, and you can give up a little skin, do what you got to do to maintain your brand because you work too hard for it every day. Don't throw over $300. I see guys do it, and it drives me crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to get on my soapbox about that too, bro. You proof it good.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I mean that's kind of what we do as a company. You know, as a Semoore Consulting company.
Man.
You know, we sit down, we meet with people, and as far as those two problems you're talking about, specifically the one with you, we really talk about pricing with people. Because if they're pricing their jobs and they're making just enough money to make an extra $200-300 a day, and they have to redo a gate, redo a whole run of fencing, put in a whole new window, you got to buy another door because your installer may have messed something up. You damaged somebody's flooring when you were carrying something, and you got to get the floor repaired or replaced or whatever. Those things cost money. And where's that money coming from if your company has no profit?
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, you know, for sure. You got to know your break-even point, know how much you need to survive on top of your break-even point. All right, and then you have to have a line item on your ledger for services. It's something that can put people out. But like you just said, I'm not, I mean, sometimes people will call me with something incredibly ridiculous. You know, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to always listen. And I'm going to always
Yeah,
tell them, I understand. I totally get what you're saying.
yeah,
I do. And if it's
yeah,
something I can do, I'm going to do it. You know, and I just want to keep it going. I want them to tell their friends what
yeah,
happened with us. You
yeah,
want to go sell
yeah,
your mom a fence, your neighbor one, your son one, your brother one. I
yeah,
want to keep that company growing, and that's branding your company. Because now, what is my image of my brand? They'll always take care of you.
yeah.
They'll always
And that like
answer when you call.
and resolving that one issue might bring you 10 more revenue opportunities,
Exactly.
10 more jobs.
And that
You
is
know,
what your brand is.
that's
Like if
right,
you buy
man.
something from Amazon and it shows up and it's only this big and the picture was that big, all you got to do is fill out that form and send it back.
And they take it back, no questions
And they
asked.
take it back. You know, drop it off at
And
Whole Food. But I love that, right?
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I
for
done bought
sure,
a whole
for
bunch of stuff on
sure.
Amazon. I get it. I'm like, this ain't right.
Man,
You know, yeah.
that's
And
why
it's,
they putting everybody else
yeah,
out of business because they understand like, okay, I'm not gonna argue with you about this torn up item
yeah.
that you received that yeah, send it back. We
Just
got you.
send it back.
But in the meantime, all you see is Amazon trucks riding through the neighborhood. That's all you see all day
And
long.
packages
You know,
on porches everywhere.
everywhere.
So
Tell me about
yeah,
it.
so it's because of the service. That's what it
Yeah,
is. The service,
yeah,
because of the service and everything about it.
yeah,
So once you have that customer service aspect that builds the value of your company, good presentation and knowledge of your product builds the value of the product, which makes the perceived value of your price be okay.
bro. I'm sold. How do I start? How do I start with Semoore Consulting? I was about to say Semoore Fencer. You get see you in my head. How do I
Hey,
start with
hey,
Semoore Consulting? And let me say this: I'm not going to say young. I'm a newer, or I'm a construction company or a contractor, and I want to grow my business, brother. It's so much opportunity out here. I'm
mm,
kind of spinning my wheels because I got the tool in my hand. I'm on the roof. I'm answering the calls. I'm setting
I
appointments. I'm
feel
missing appointments. I'm no call, no show. I'm underbidding. You know what I'm saying? I need help, man. How do I get started with Semoore
Hey,
Consulting?
if
Tell me, please.
anybody wants to reach out for information to see how we can tailor a solution for their business, they can email Semoore Info, SEMOOREINFO @gmail.com, or they can always call the number. Hopefully people know the number 773-398-2400.
My man. And you
But
already know
yeah.
put this out. Because
Hmm.
this video is gonna stay up, y'all, and then we're gonna put it on YouTube because we want to keep spreading the good word. And this is an awesome program that my brother has put together. And I would hope that a lot of our young up and coming businesses, when I say young, I mean newer,
Yeah,
and
newer
just
business.
you want to grow, like not age, not talking about age, but just you want to grow your business. We'll take advantage of this because there is, as we know, all you gotta do is just sit there and scroll the renovation room any time of day. There are requests coming through the group 24 hours a day,
Right.
literally. Like sometimes I pop up at 2 and 3 in the morning, and it's a bunch of leads. Sam always make fun of me because I'm constantly forwarding out leads to our association just because I believe in serving our community. That's who I am. But there's so much opportunity, but if you're not built to take advantage of it, like Sam said, you'll go out of business or you'll get a bad name or bad reputation. And I've seen that happen to unfortunately to some that have been in our group and they aren't there anymore. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So what I'm saying is you got a lot of resources here. This brother is definitely experienced and know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I might even sign up for his program and I ain't gonna ask for no discount either. Y'all bet my life on
You're
discount.
more than welcome, bro. More than
No,
welcome.
no, no
Yeah.
discount. But nah, man, I value you, man. I appreciate you.
Mhm.
I'm definitely put your email address in it when the posts go up,
Okay.
and then everybody know the number, but I'm gonna post it anyway.
All
And
right.
then, man, you got anything else you want to tell the people, man? While they here, what's
That-
up? What's up,
that-
Jeff? You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah, that.
that's enough for now. I mean, I can, as you know, bro, I can talk. I'm a
I know, and we
not
got many
not just
more, bro.
one
Like we got.
salesperson, man. So
Man, get the next one ready, man. Because again, and everybody, so y'all understand, we gonna keep this going every week or every 2 weeks. We got enough talented, very inspirational, like leaders in this group. Like, and too many of them, in my opinion, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but too many of them are in the background and people don't know enough about them. That's what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers like Sam. You know, next week I think we got young brother Tim Bean from Bean Official that refinishes cabinets and tubs, and he's like a younger version of you because he takes the refinishing into a whole nother art form. Like he does countertops.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim Bean Official. Shout him out. He's next week. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to follow Sam, man. Tim, so get it together,
Oh,
bro. You know.
stop, bro.
But no,
Ordinary man trying to make a dollar, man.
man, that's it. But we just want everybody to know everybody, literally know what everybody can do and get down. And then that way, when you see somebody or you need something done, you can say, not only do I know Semoore Fencing, I know what this brother Sam is about. I've seen him on several times get interviewed
Mm-hmm.
and talk about what he's doing, and not only talk about it, but be about it. So
that's what I do, man.